Don't lock the wheels.
Now, yes. You're going to talk head on to the camera, okay? Stand by, quiet. Here we go.
It's okay. I'm having a drink.
Do we have
after
speed
this.
inside? Okay.
Oh, this is cool. I like this.
You are now entering the Comedy ER, the emergency room for comedians with a joke struggling to get a laugh. At the Comedy ER, our professional writer comedians, aka punch-up doctors, using their respective styles of comedy, evaluate a fellow comedian's joke and on the spot beat it, flip it, twist it, then stitch it up funnier than it was before being admitted. They go from outpatient without a prayer to back on stage with Obamacare. Welcome to the Comedy ER.
Woo! Welcome to the Comedy ER, where we make bad jokes better. It's the Comedy ER. So here's the concept. We got comedians in the comedy club, and they're working on a joke, and that's not really getting it the kind of laugh that they expected, which means it's just bombing. It needs resuscitation. It needs life pumped back into it. So what do? They come to here. And me and my panel of punch-up doctors, we make the joke better than it was before. It's Comedy ER. And I got some cats on this panel with me who've been in the game for a very long time, and I'm going to introduce you one by one. First, to my left, this guy's been in the comedy game for over 30 years. He's been on Conan O'Brien, he's been on Jay Leno, he's had his own sitcom called On Our Own. He's, oh man, what else is that? He's done just too many different things. Comedy Central, HBO special. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ralph Harris, my man. To his right, been in the game for over 20 years, representing Brooklyn, New York. Been on the Bad Boys of Comedy. Also been on Def Comedy Jam. Give it up for Mr. A.G. White.
Brooklyn all day, every day, you heard?
And to his right,
You heard,
he's
right?
Dominican. He's Dominican, baby. He's been on Bad Boys of Comedy. He's been on Martin Lawrence's First Amendment stand-up comedy. Give it up, y'all, for Ruperto Vanderpool.
Yeah! Give it up, give it up, give it up! The only Dominican that don't play baseball. Sometimes.
Hey, no writing jokes right now. We're gonna get to our comedian. This is what's going on. We're gonna bring a comedian up here who's also been working in the field for a very long time, but he's got a joke that he's, just not getting, the kind of laughs that he wants. So he's gonna come up here and, well, listen to his joke. And then after he's done, we're gonna give our own twist to it and make it better than it was the way we're hearing it right now. So without further ado, brings to the stage my man, Mr. Chuck Burks.
Right. Thank you guys for letting me do this. I got this joke, and I've been married for 16 years, and I did what most black men don't do nowadays. I married a black woman.
Ah.
Because basically we going out of style after Kanye West and NFL. Here's the thing. I learned one thing about being married is that women are God's most beautiful gift to earth, but they also are the scariest. Because when they become mothers, don't do nothing to mess up with their child. And here's the problem. Men take care of children differently than women. Like, for instance, when we go out and go shopping, you never see a woman lose a child because she has God's given gift. It's called GPS in her hip. And she could always tell if that child get out of hip radius because her hip go off. It just goes, dit, 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 dit. And then you ever see a woman looking around the mall like this right here? She done lost a child. Now, she will call that child one time. And that child, 15 seconds later, will be right on her hip. Let a man lose a child. We don't want nobody to know we lost a child. We going around whispering like we on the Underground Railroad. Charles, come on out here. She gonna kill us because we are afraid for our life. And then let the woman lose a child and then don't find the child. She gonna look for the child. You ever see a woman look for a child in the mall? You better get out of her way. She can knock anything over. Where the hell is my child? Have you seen him? Everybody's looking for the child. And they got a 15-block radius. They make sure nobody gets in or out the mall till they find that child. Now let it be the man. Second time he's looking for the child, he is now whispering and bribing. Charles, come on out. I'm gonna buy you some ice cream. And let it get to the third level where she has to find some help to get the child. She know everything about the child. Like the officer come, well, ma'am, tell us about the child. His name is Charles. He's 4'11". He's 98 pounds. He has on black sneakers and a Spider-Man T-shirt. And don't feed him no peanuts. He has peanut allergy. Let it be the man. So, sir, tell us about the child. He's a boy. And what's his name? Oh, Charles. That's a good one. Now, when they find the child, whatever child they bring back to the man, it don't matter. He's taking what comes back first. Is this your child? Yes. It don't matter. Oh, I know he looks Asian, but we're just going to tell your mama you had some Chinese food. But let it be the woman. She going to make sure that not only it's her child, but nothing happened to it. Is this your child, man? Oh, yes, officer. Now, wait. Open your mouth. Turn around. Let me see. Did anybody about? Okay. Thank you, officer. Now, when that officer get out of the way, she going to make sure that child stays by her hip for the rest of her life. You ever seen a woman talk to a child through her teeth?
You're going into a third joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, that's cool because I liked what you did.
Thank you.
A minute ago.
I appreciate it.
And listen,
You know what? You gave me so many concepts that I think what you're doing is you're giving too much information.
Okay.
What you did is you did a thing about the difference between how moms and dads are with a child out in public on their own. And some of the stuff you said up front with the thing with the hip, I didn't know where you were going.
What if the woman had
How
like a
many
hip
times was
replacement?
this child in the mall is what I want to know.
Right.
You know what I mean? How many times was the child in the mall?
If I couldn't have that problem, see, I have a hip replacement. You see, so my GPS would be all like your signals just be going all over the place and everything.
But the thing I see though is the thing about the dad.
How would you do it?
Saying that the dad is asking people, he disguises it. I would just, I would disguise it by saying, hey, there's a kid running around in this mall. Anybody seen this kid? And if somebody says it, where'd you see him? Because I saw him a minute ago.
That's Miss Jenkins' kid.
Because otherwise you were telegraphing where you were going with it. I could see it before you said it.
Oh, yeah.
And before, when I can tell what the joke is ahead of time.
There's no
you
surprise
lose me,
for the
Hey,
laugh.
G, where would you take that joke?
I would just take it out of the mall. Just too much of the mall this. But anyway, honestly, I don't have any children, so I ain't losing anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you might as well not even ask me that. Child, please. No, but I think it was a great premise, but it was just too much of the same.
Well, what's going on right now is you guys are critiquing this joke instead of putting a different spin on the joke.
Yeah, but I think the shorter distance to get to the example of the mom and the dad, as opposed to all of this stuff in between. If you just shorten it, shorten a lot of what you're doing to get to the differences of how mom does it and how dad does it.
Got it.
So this is not the comedy ER anymore. This is the comedy therapy.
No, really, it's ER.
No, this is helpful because
if you cut off the fat, I'm saying cut the fat.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a suggestion.
So how would you do it? How would you?
he wants you to redo my joke. I
I ain't
think.
about to remember that joke like that. It was so wrong. That joke was so wrong. But
It was. I appreciate it, man.
Chuck Burke, give him a round of applause,
ACS
y'all.
picked him up. That's what it was.
That was a funny joke.
That was a lot of
That was a
jokes.
funny joke. Just
Yeah.
Too long. Trim the
Yeah,
fat.
Was
They saying
it, but it was more than one joke. He just kept going, right?
Yeah, it was like it did a lot of jokes. It was still funny though. I think it was funny. I don't know about the critique. That was a critique. But anyway, we're gonna bring our next comedian, right? Is that what we're gonna do? Okay.
I hope you don't got no more jokes. Next comedian.
All right, we're gonna bring up our next comedian. He came to the Comedy ER with this real sad story about this joke he had. And I'm like, listen, man, as long as you got insurance, man, you come on in there, we'll work on your joke. I ain't got a problem with that. So come to this stage right now. This guy's a regular at the comedy club on the black comedy circuit. On the black comedy circuit, this guy works it all, and he just got back from L.A. from performing at the world famous Laugh Factory. Give it up, y'all, for Mr. Barry Ribs.
Barry Ribs.
Barry Ribs.
Thank you so much, Art. Thank you, doctors, for helping me out possibly. How you doing out there, Los Angeles? I just came from your city. I tell you, you got a reputation of being really crazy, but I don't get this. What's up with your Kris Kardashian, Madam Kris Kardashian? You have now divorced your dude, Bruce, and now you want to make Bruce a bitch in your brothel? Really? It don't make no sense to me. Now, here's what I got to say about this. If there is a man out there that likes manly sort of women, be patient. Bruce is now under construction, and he will be available within 6 to 12 months, and then he will present himself as Jennifer Bruce. I'm done.
Bruce got a lot of problems. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. That joke needs work. We're gonna help you out.
Thank you, doctor.
No. Barry, you're a funny dude and everything. But Bruce, just the whole
resuscitation.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Bruce is on some extra shit.
Bruce is doing something different with the wig and the nails and then killing people.
Yes.
Driving around on the phone, smoking cigarettes, putting on his makeup.
He's gonna get his attention.
Bruce became a middle-aged
Woman.
woman. Yeah.
Ugly woman. He looks like a school teacher.
He maybe touched on how Bruce. You could flip the joke and talk about how Bruce is now the symptoms of what a real an old lady is like acting now, and she's acting out like this old lady, like the menopause. And he wanted to get the sex change to really become the action of all these how old ladies are.
Yeah, you can say Bruce is going through menopause.
Yeah.
Or
Bruce,
menopause,
Bruce
right?
is going through symptoms of menopause.
Menopause.
He trying to be the lead Kardashian.
Yeah. Who?
He trying to be the lead Kardashian.
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 He's
the
Kardashian.
Yeah, that's good.
These doctors are helping me.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are good doctors. I like these doctors.
Menopause.
I love these
He's
doctors.
got menopause. This guy's got a million of them. That's the right thing, because he's the only one really connected with you.
These doctors are the shit, man. I'm
Not right
telling you.
now.
I love these
Not right
doctors. Love my doctors.
You know what I'm saying?
I love my doctors.
He put his back. Bruce put his man on pause.
Bruce put his man on pause. Kardashian. And he's a lead Kardashian
You're right.
dude, woman, chick
Right.
now. Barry Ribs, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Yes.
Take that and come back.
Thank you, Barry.
That's good. Someone with the menopause.
That's hilarious. All right, we'll keep it moving right along. The next guy coming up here right now is a regular on the comedy circuit. I met him 20 years ago at the New York Comedy Club, downtown Manhattan. Very funny guy, works all the comedy clubs. He started comedy. He had a job at, what was the name of the place?
I was a teacher for a while.
You was a teacher for a while.
I was the dean of a business school.
Dean of a business school.
Yeah.
And you quit that to start doing some comedy, telling jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're very successful at it, 'cause you rip the comedy clubs. And you come to the Comedy Yard because you have a joke that has a problem.
I am in deep need of help
And
from
we
you
are here to
guys.
help you.
I have something that's very personal to me that I want to talk about. I'm a real New Yorker. I'm the type of person who doesn't go to the Statue of Liberty. You know what I mean? I don't go to the museums. I really live on the streets of New York, and I expect life to be fast here. All right? My definition of a real New Yorker is somebody who walks up a moving escalator. So I want to know if it's really a fast city, and I've always felt this, why can't the subway take me to exactly where I want to go? If I want to go to 61st and 1st, why do I have to take the subway to 59th and Lex and then get out and walk? I think that's slowing us down. please help me with this joke.
I like the joke. I like it. Steve Marshall, y'all. Steve Marshall. Give Steve Marshall a round of applause. I like that joke. New York is a very fast-moving place. Right. That's true. And you see people running up the escalator and everything. The escalator's already moving, man. What are you doing? What do you let the escalator do its job?
Right.
Why can't the escalator do his job? Now he wants to get a train that wants to take him to where he wants to go, not the designated spots.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he wants to hail a train. You know what I mean? You can't have that.
Can't hail a train.
Them black people won't be able to get a goddamn ride on the train.
Let alone go to Brooklyn.
On the
Train be like, no Brooklyn.
Train no Brooklyn.
Imagine if we did get like a Indian conductor. Hello, welcome to the next stop. We are going to. Where do you want to go, Steve? We will take you.
Right.
That's the new way.
So you need the Uber train. Like,
Let me see your metro. Let me see your metro card. This is you got 25 cents left on this card. You cannot drive. You must get out of my train.
My card cab. My car cab.
My card cab. You need a Uber train.
And I like that. I picked up a couple of things. There's the Uber train,
Yeah.
the idea that the gentleman driving the train is like a cab driver. Where do you want to go? And
Where
he's
do you
going
want
to
to
speak
go?
to you.
Everything.
Right.
Got
Where do you
turbine
want
And I
to
got
go?
an idea, and can I get? Can a black person then get a train because then because it's like a
passing by
cab.
subway stops.
And I think
What
I got
the-
the final idea. Thank you. I hope I can come back and show it to you.
Yeah, we're gonna hear Steve come back and remix that joke.
Thank
Give
you.
Steve
Thank you
round
very
of
much.
applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, coming to the stage, we've got a very funny young lady. I've known this woman for over 20 years as well. I met her at the Uptown Comedy Club in Harlem, New York. She has gone on to work with Cedric Entertainer and Mike Epps on the road. She's entertained servicemen overseas in Germany and in Spain. Give her a round of applause. Very funny young lady, Mugga Phoenix. Give it up for Mugga, y'all.
How y'all doing?
Mugga, you have a problem with a joke.
I have a problem with the joke, and well, the joke is okay. I just know it can be funnier. I've been doing this for a while, but it's like it doesn't have that oomph to it.
Yes.
It's a joke about growing old gracefully and the fact that nobody is anymore.
Right.
You know, especially women now. There's so much plastic surgery being done. Like, you don't grow old and like anything about yourself anymore. If you don't like something, people just get it cut off.
Right.
People don't like their noses, they get it cut off. They don't like their lips, they're too thin, they get something shot in their lips. They don't like their breasts, they get their breasts bigger. They don't like their behinds, they get a new behind. My problem with that is when you die and you get to the pearly gates, and you don't match none of your identification, you can't get into heaven because God didn't give you none of that stuff. I can imagine St. Peter at the gate and he's got your paperwork, but you don't look nothing like nothing they sent you down to earth with. Like, whose nose is that? This is not the nose we gave you. Whose lips are these? Those are not your lips. Whose ass is that? Get your ass out of here. That is not the ass we gave you.
Right.
Nothing matches anymore because nobody's happy with what God gave them.
That's hilarious. I like that. I like that.
That's good.
You know that
No,
joke
I need
reminds me
help.
of when you buy a salvage car.
Right.
You got to get when you want to go
Right.
get that car registered.
Right.
You've got to bring in receipts for every new
Right,
part
every
that you
new
place
part.
on that
Yes,
salvage
you
car.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's almost like when you go. So what you're saying. So it's almost like hey, they treating me now like I'm a salvage car. Well, I gotta
Right.
have receipts for everything. I got a receipt for
Right.
my ass. I got
Right.
a receipt for my tits. I got a receipt
So-
for my nose.
So when you go to the pearly gates, you need paperwork.
You need
Pretty
paperwork.
much, but it's not
Also,
matching.
could I say something from the crowd? I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Also, I think would make that joke even funnier. Have at least two people coming to the pearly gates, and God is like, "Come on in, Kevin. Come on in, Daryl.
Okay.
You know what? Not in my father's house."
That's a
Take
good, that's a
that.
good
Okay.
idea. That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
That's
Well,
a good idea.
that's another joke that I need help with.
That
'cause
was Brooklyn Mike,
Yeah.
a comedian in the
Brooklyn
audience.
Mike.
Give Brooklyn Mike a round of applause.
we just
Every
getting
once in a
up.
while, we'll have a comedian from the audience come up.
Brooklyn Mike.
Because he may hear a joke. Hey, what's up, man? What's happening, man? What's up? Brooklyn all day, every day. Every once in a while, we'll have a comedian come out of the audience because he might hear something that we might not have caught, and he'll come out of the audience and give his spin on the joke.
Right.
And that was pretty funny. So did you gather all that? You know,
No,
you got the
I didn't
salvage,
gather
you got the
anything.
receipts. You didn't gather none of that, did
No,
you?
I was
All
listening.
right, that's all right.
I was
Well,
laughing.
you wasn't listening?
I was laughing.
Oh, you
I
was
was
laughing?
laughing, 'cause it was
All right,
funny. I
That was
was
cool.
laughing.
All right, so when you come back, we want you to try to remember
Okay.
what we said
Okay.
and then mix that into your joke. And we're going to hear it all over again, nice and fresh.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Mugga
you.
Phoenix, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you, guys.
All right, so right now we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. And when we come back, we're going to see our comedians do a remix of their joke of what we all added to it and see if it's as funny than when they first presented it. We'll be right back.
That was a
That was
fun.
hilarious.
Funny.
Gave us a joke that already worked.
It was a joke that already worked. I like the salvage.
Yeah.